Alright guys, we're back with another video, and this time we're talking about this Saturday's fights, headlined with Dustin Poirier and Dan Hooker.
It's going to be a great fight.
Oh yeah, those two stacked up against each other it's going to be a tough one to call. But
Definitely. I mean, the card looks good.
Definitely.
We have a hometown boy coming.
Sean Woodson, brother. Yeah, man. He's a Contender Series guy. I believe he knocked out whoever he was fighting with a knee. He's the tallest featherweight in the UFC right now. I think.
Yeah, they're fighting in a catchweight this time at 150, I believe it is.
Yeah, it's probably just because of the short notice. There's been a lot of catchweights recently.
Yeah, that's true.
So he's like 6'2" or 6'3", so he's like towers over everybody. I think the only other close one is Zabit, but he's definitely making his way up slowly. He's only had, I want to say, one other fight in the UFC since his Contender Series fight, and that was against Kyle Bochniak, who Zabit also fought. And he basically went the same way. For 3 rounds, he was kind of piecing him up. He was actually a Golden Glove boxer when he was here in St. Louis.
Really?
Yeah. So his striking's super good, and his knees are getting much better. And because he's so tall and the fighters are kind of at his chest, if they're ducked down a little bit, he doesn't even have to jump for it. He just raises it up and knees him in the head, which is super.
Yeah,
super
he's fighting
impressive.
Julian Erosa.
Yeah. So this fight, he was supposed to fight somebody else. And I didn't read up why, but that fight got pulled literally like yesterday. So now Julian Erosa's filling in, I guess, which is pretty early for him. So
Julian's a fucking veteran in the UFC.
He's been around for a minute now.
What was it, like 22-9, 22-8, something like that?
For sure.
Crazy.
But Sean's got 7-0. He's coming on that hot streak, brother.
Oh, definitely,
yeah.
He's a person to look out for.
100%.
A couple of years,
Yeah, definitely a couple of years. Exactly, like you said, a couple of years. He's only had they need to do him like they're doing Sean O'Malley, like get him slowly up the rankings. You don't want to throw him into a top 10 right away. Let him work his way up. Let him continue to perfect his craft, so that by the time he gets up there, he's ready to destroy everyone. That'd be awesome. Like another, a champion from St. Louis. That'd be good to see.
Definitely, dude. So like you said, Sean's new coming up, second fight in the UFC. I don't know too much about either one of the guys. I know Julian's been around for a while.
Yeah, especially him coming in so short notice, man. It kind of throws everything off. I've had a couple messages back and forth with Sean on Instagram. Super cool dude, but I didn't get to ask him like what his transition is to this new opponent compared to his previous one. We're not close like that, but I think it's probably the same game plan. He's more of a striker, obviously, with his boxing background, and hopefully he can just piece him up on the feet. He has good ground game if Julian decides to try to take him down, especially being so long. Something happened with Kyle Bochniak that every time he tried to get that single leg, where a lot of fighters will, once you pull it up, you'll try to dump him, but you can't because he's still standing up straight even when you pull his leg up because the other fighters are so short. So we'll see, man. Hopefully he, if there is any takedown attempts from Julian, he can stuff them, and he just continues to piece them up.
So you're thinking knockout by Sean or decision by Sean?
I'll say decision again, just because he's got incredible boxing, but he kind of does like a Diaz thing, where he doesn't put 100% in each punch. He just peppers them and just keeps landing, and eventually it does the damage. Yeah. It does the damage, but he's not looking for that one knockout. And I'm sure he has it, but especially with his knees, but he doesn't look for it. He keeps his range.
I think I'm on the same boat as you. Like I said, I don't know the fighters that well, so I'm gonna have to go with Sean again. Also,
for sure, man. I hope so, man. That'd be awesome, him coming back to St. Louis after this win, and then he'll be 8-0, and we'll see, where his career takes off after that. But definitely that's a good way to start the main card.
Oh, definitely. Moving up, we have Gain and Valente.
Yeah.
And Greeny.
Yeah, so this is, I believe Valente's moving up. I think he's gone back and forth a lot, but I want to say his last fight was at 205.
Yeah, they're both heavyweights. So
both coming off losses. So
that's
interesting. Yeah, I want to say Valente's is kind of back and forth. Like he'll win one, lose one, win one, lose one, I think. But I know he's definitely coming off
17-11.
17-11. But definitely coming off one loss at least. And Green's coming off 2. His last one being Alexei Olenek, your boy.
So old man power.
Yeah. This one's going to be interesting. From what I've seen, especially against Olenek, I don't think Green is the most impressive heavyweight. But him being 8-5 and Valente being 17-11, they're kind of both in that same, they don't have that many more significant wins. Just based off their records and from what I've seen by Green, him coming off 2 losses compared to Valente, I'll just go Valente with I'll say first round finish. Honestly, they're
First round?
heavyweights, brother. Yeah.
Definitely. You know what? I think I'm gonna switch it up just a little bit. You know, I'm gonna go with Green.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go decision with him.
Okay, because come back after those 2 losses,
Yeah,
try
I
to
mean,
prove something.
you have to.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you lose 3 in a row.
Especially, yeah, you might
especially in a heavyweight
be.
division.
Yeah, you might be out after that.
Yeah, so I think Green's gonna come out there and prove something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. Nobody wants 3 losses in a row. Nobody wants their contract cut. So he might come in there with that fire and see what he can do. But
Definitely.
Valente's moving up. He might be faster. Green's probably a lot heavier than he is. So, we'll see. There's definitely one to keep our eye on. And
Definitely. Dude.
whoever wins, we'll see where they go with their career
Definitely.
after that.
Then going right up that card, we have Brendan Allen and Kyle. I don't know how to say his last name.
Like Dawkins, something like that. Daukaus, something like that.
Yeah, Dawkins is a fairly new fighter, dude.
9-0 though.
9-0 coming in. I believe this is either his 2nd or 3rd fight in the UFC.
Okay.
He hasn't lost yet, so that's a plus on that kid's side.
Yeah.
Brandon is 14-3, so
that's still not a bad record.
Oh, definitely not, dude.
Those first 3 could have been early, or they could have been recent, but still, middleweight division's pretty fucking stacked. So I'm sure they both had a lot of tough fights.
I mean, last couple of guys that are going in perfect, that weren't big names, have lost.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give this one to Brandon.
Think so?
Yeah, I'm gonna go 2nd round knockout.
Okay. I'll go Kyle just because he's got to hit that 10-0, baby.
Gotta spice it up
coming off 9-0, he has to keep that train running, and we'll see how it goes Saturday night. But definitely, I'm interested in this one. With that 9-0, I don't know a whole lot about Kyle, but if he gets this 10-0 and if he performs well,
he can put his name on the board.
Exactly, put your name up there. You're in the spotlight. Continue that winning streak. A winning streak is a huge promotional push for these fighters. You can get one even if you don't have it, but if he goes 10-0, that's very impressive, and they can push that. Oh, his next fight's gonna be 11-0 and 12-0 and so on and so forth.
Yeah, definitely, dude. But yeah, this gonna be a good fight
for sure. One that
I
want to look out for.
Keep an eye on it, guys. Going upset to the co-main event. Excuse me. Mike Perry and Mickey Gall, dude. This one's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, 100%. It's gonna be all stand up.
Oh, 100%, dude.
Stand up, bro.
100%. The last fight I saw with Perry was where he got his nose
destroyed,
where his nose was touching his cheek.
Yeah, that was bad.
Who's he fighting that fight? Do you remember?
I know he's coming off 2 losses as well, I believe.
He is, yeah.
And as much as I like Mike Perry, I think he's so entertaining, and he's got really good boxing. He has a boxing background. His UFC career has just been kind of like up and down, which is unfortunate because I like the hype of him. So every time I see him, especially the last 2 fights, I was like, oh, now Platinum Mike Perry's going to get that. And maybe it's just the persona and his personality that I like. But
who's the one
short a little
who made that website about him?
Darren Till, bro. Darren Till and him's back and forth is hilarious. But on Ariel, so Mike Perry's got a weird personality. So he was married to some girl, and her Instagram, it's Platinum Princess. They were married. I don't know what happened, but now he's been dating some like young little hot chick. I don't know, and he's openly said like, "Oh, I don't want any cornermen anymore. I don't want coaches in my corner. He's like, I do the work. All I need is someone over there that can give me my water, put some ice, and tell me to breathe." He's like, and I don't need a coach to do that. He's like, I'll just have my girlfriend in my corner. So that's what he's doing Saturday.
Dude, is he really?
He's just having his girlfriend in his corner.
That's wild.
Which is
wild.
Interesting.
That's different.
Very unorthodox.
That's different.
So
that's different.
I don't know if that's the brightest idea because your corner sees things that you don't. Maybe they see tells and feints and stuff that you might be missing out on, and they can give you good advice. His whole idea is, well, they haven't helped me in the past. I've been losing a little bit, so
yeah. I mean,
now when I come,
he's 13-6, so still not bad.
Yeah, Mickey Gall is really impressive. His stand up super impressive. 6-2.
Didn't Mickey fight Serge a couple years back?
Who's that?
The pretty boy.
Oh, Sage Northcutt.
Sage, yeah.
I believe so, and I'm pretty sure he beat him too.
He whooped his ass before Sage had to leave, go to one championship.
Right. Yeah, Mickey Gall's impressive stand up too. I think he's longer. He's gonna be able to play his reach better, or Mike's gonna come in with that boxing. It's gonna be interesting to see, man. I'd like Mike Perry to win. Like I said, I'm a fan of his personality and stuff, but I think Mickey Gall is gonna pull this one out.
I hate to agree with you. I'm going with Mickey.
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
I'll even say third round finish for Mickey Gall.
I'm going decision.
Yeah, decision all the way.
Yeah, decisions. It's gonna be a slugfest. Now anything can happen between first and third round.
Yeah, and especially because there's gonna be a stand up bang.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Another funny thing about Mike Perry, he was on Ariel Helwani's show, and Ariel asked him like, "What's going on with this Darren Till thing? Were you guys friends and now you're not friends anymore? Or what's going on? Is it just all jokes back and forth?" And that's what I was saying. He's kind of a weird dude because he was just like, "Man, I don't know him. I've never been friends with him. Fuck that dude and fuck you guys. I'm out." And he hung up. And it's like, he's just an interesting character, man. Especially the corner thing is big enough, but whatever, man.
Dude, I'm hoping Darren Till and him get in it.
That would be awesome. But Darren Till's definitely, I think, higher on the rankings. Compared to Mike. Mike would have to work his way up there. If he loses this fight, it's definitely not going to happen. But
if he wins this, they could do a fucking catch weight.
Yeah.
And similar beef.
Yeah.
I'd watch that, dude. I could see that being on a pay-per-view.
100%, dude. I think it'd be just the hype behind it from all the shit talk. And I don't know why Darren does it. I think he just thinks it's funny.
I think it's hilarious. Did you ever look at the website?
It's fucking hilarious.
Dude, But
he's doing a lot of weird stuff during this COVID. I think he's just bored. Like, every day on his Twitter and Instagram, he's posting his face photoshopped on another fighter. Like, he's done Bisping and Stipe and all these fighters of Dana White, and it's just his face and then them. I don't know what he's doing. I think he's just bored, but it's fucking hilarious.
That's
matter what. Yeah.
And jumping up to the main event, the one we were waiting for all this time, Dustin Poirier and Dan Hooker, dude. That's gonna be a fucking wild fight. Number 3 versus number 5.
I don't even know, man. Like,
I mean, it was rumored about 3 months ago by MMA Junkie, and it's happening. Like,
yeah, I guess Hooker called him out a little bit.
Yeah, he called Hooker called it the last at least the last 2 fights for sure.
That fight with Felder was crazy.
Oh, dude, it was
crazy. And that's when Felder like almost kind of retired, but he didn't, and
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, Dan called him out in person.
Yeah, face to face.
After who did he beat?
Before that, he lost to Edson Barbosa, and then after that, I think he's been on a 3-fight win streak.
Yeah.
But I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah.
I don't know who it was right before Felder.
It went to decision. I remember that.
It was close. It was 5-round, close decision.
Yeah, dude.
It's on YouTube. UFC released it, so I was watching half of it last night, and then I had to stop. But those first 2.5, 3 rounds were super back and forth.
Dan Hooker's a fucking... Dude, he's dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, he trains with Izzy and Volkanovski and all of them, coming out of Australia or New Zealand, whatever they want to go by. But Dustin Poirier it's DP. He his last fight was against Khabib, which nobody can blame him for losing that. It's Khabib. He dominates everybody.
But he was dominating Khabib. He hit Khabib with that fucking right, and
he caught him. Yeah, I think that's the most I've ever seen Khabib get caught, honestly.
And Khabib was like, "Fuck this!" Dude,
took him down. Yeah,
took him down, and then fucking Dustin had him
in that guillotine. Almost
had him.
Almost.
If he could have just hooked that arm and just up just a little bit.
If only.
It would have been champion.
That would have been crazy. But it's an interesting fight, man. I think Dustin's got one of, if not the best boxing in that division.
He's a guy you cannot not like.
Exactly. Yeah. Especially with his foundation in Louisiana and stuff. He's just he's enjoyable to watch, but also like he's a good person. It's hard to hate on him.
No, definitely. No, this could be fight of the year.
Oh,
like it's gonna be up there.
Not gonna go to the ground. Neither one of them are going to. But I don't know, man. It's such a tough call.
I personally, I think Dan's gonna win this one. I like Dan. I hope Dan wins. To be honest, I'm saying, let's say third round.
Really?
Third round for Dan.
I think it's gonna go decision.
You go to decision.
Decision. Fuck, man. It's a tough call, dude. I think Dustin's got more power, and he's just as fast. So it's a weird. I think
both of them are gonna go head to head.
Yeah.
Neither one's gonna really stop.
I think Dan Hooker's the way he plays his reach might be a little bit better. He might throw a little bit more kicks, but
throw some kicks on them.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Oh man, it's such a tough fight to call, but I think I'm gonna have to side with you and say maybe Dan Hooker's gonna win this one. But
you go decision on this one.
I think definitely whoever wins is gonna go decision, unless Dustin just knocks him out early.
Dude, Dan has that power though. Don't underestimate him, dude.
Yeah.
Like Dan has that power.
Dude,
but no,
this
will be another great fight.
What do you think? Let's say Dan Hooker wins, because if Dustin wins, he's got. I mean, he just fought the champ, and then he lost. So now if he fights Hooker, that lightweight top 3 of Khabib, Justin Gaethje, and Conor, especially Conor being in a weird space.
Yeah.
What do you think happens for each fighter if they win? So if Dustin wins, does he get a rematch for the winner of Justin and Khabib, or is that going straight to Conor?
So Conor right now is retired, so we don't know what's going on. Dana even said, "Hey, if you're retired, I support you. I'm not going to bother you."
So you want to eliminate him completely?
Take Conor out of the
completely.
So if Dustin does win, he deserves that rematch
for the title.
Yeah.
So I think whoever wins this probably gets a title shot next, and whoever loses this can fight Tony Ferguson next.
It
makes complete sense because Tony's number 2.
Yeah, he is.
So if Hooker beats Dustin, Hooker fights the winner of Justin and Khabib. If he loses, he fights Tony, and then he can fight whatever happens after that.
If Justin beats Khabib, and Dustin wins against Dan,
Dustin, yeah,
this will be a rematch.
Yeah,
because Dustin beat Justin. Dustin beat
Justin. Yeah, Poirier beat Gaethje. There you go. Yeah, I don't know.
So it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be great.
Just as interesting as the fight itself is what's gonna happen after. But I'm super excited, man. The prelims look very competitive and good as well, but this main card is fucking stacked. Especially a lot of strikers from what it's looking like. Obviously, the main event, the co-main is all striking. Sean Woodson's gonna be striking. The heavyweights are gonna be striking. Middleweight, the Brendan Allen and Kyle Dawkins, I'm not 100% sure on their ground game, but everything else is looking really good, bro.
It's gonna be a good card.
Yeah, it's ESPN, correct?
ESPN, awesome. Don't miss it.
Definitely.
But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you check our video out after the fights. See if we got our predictions right. See if you got your predictions right.
Yeah, definitely leave a comment and let us know what you're thinking, because this is so close that I'm sure a lot of people have other opinions on who they think is going to win. And I'm looking forward to seeing who's right and who's wrong. So like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Share the video even. Fuck it, let's get some new fans in here, and we'll watch it Saturday, and we'll see you guys afterwards. Yep. Thanks a lot, guys.